So let's talk about future. Let's talk about our next phase for this project. First of all, I want to thank you, Dave and Oscar, for trusting me on taking the lead on this one. So they invited Jeff and Jeff as well. Jeff, yeah, yeah. I was crazy enough to accept, and yeah, and now I have this. Okay, so I think 1 year ago, these three guys, they approached me and said, well, you want to take a lead on this project? And this project, I've been part of other groups, and this one is like top notch. It's so nice to be in a room. I wait every year to be here. It's very, very nice group of people. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And I started to think about this, right? How to do it. And for those that are, I'm young faculty, and for those of you that the young people here that want to, do something like this, it's a lot of work, but I'm seeing there's a lot of learning and a lot of reward as well. So the first thing I was thinking, well, this project is so nice. What do you need to improve on this? And I think that's almost nothing, but let's keep working. Let's keep working. And the first thing was, what would be the overarching objectives here? So this was the first thing I thought is we have some unexplored challenges, right? And some of our users, they say that they need something more user-friendly. So this is something that we can try to do. And we keep developing training material to help breeders. That's what we do, right? So this will be like the overarching goal. And then learning from Dave, well, let's do a survey, right? Because this is Dave's thing, right? You have a survey, right, Dave? And then, yeah, even the number of times that you need to, hey, answers, I asked Dave. 3 is enough. I said, okay, good. So for our stakeholders engagement, so we have this extensive survey, and we have this huge email list. Thank you, Delaney. True. And 600 emails. This is the first time I send like a viral email like this. And then we got 136 responses, right? And one of the questions that I wanted to know is, which crops do you work with? Do you know like the diversity of crops we have? We have more than 90 species because there are some breeders that works with more than one species. And then you have this beautiful cloud word here. Yeah, right? And you have potato, of course, it's the biggest one. We have blueberry, right? We have sweet potato here. We have rose. We have respectable. Yeah, blackberry, forage crops. We have strawberry, grapes. Well, yeah. So that was the first question, and then the second question, also learning from Dave. So, country type of organizations. Here we have, and the percentage is more or less the same as in the current project. It's 50% US and other people from other countries. So we have here US, Netherlands, Brazil, and Nigeria, yeah, and our colleagues from the rest of the world. And okay, in terms of organizations, we have public companies, public international, which public national meaning from the US because it's a project based on US, public international, private international, and wow, this is small, private, and other companies. Anyway, so this is the distribution, and yeah, so this is getting more technical. The other question that we asked, and this I need to thank Felipe. He helped me to come with these classes here. So, what type of genotype platforms are you using in your breeding operation? This is very interesting because we have GBS, target genotype, meaning like all types of targets genotype, whole genome sequencing, PCR-based SNP arrays, like, Axiom or Infinium. Oh no, it's the other one. The second one, SNP arrays are the Axiom and Infinium. And you still have microsatellites, AFLPs, and other techniques. So this is the distribution. So as you can see, we have a lot of GBS, target genotyping. So it's a very good distribution. We have a need for all those types of platforms. And for us, it's also important to know what kind of programming language our users are familiar with. So, and here we have some languages: R, Python, Julia, Bash, or Unix shell, Docker, Singularity, workflows, Chris. I think you're the only one that respond like, wow, woo. But in others. But as you can see here, R is I think would be the most of the language that people are more familiar with, right? So this is insightful because it's good because then you know what kind of language you use. For instance, I work a lot with C++, but what the users don't need to use C++, of course, because everything is in R. We use on the back end, and this is the most important question, right? So this is the question. So rate the following topics would you like to be included in the next tools for Polyploids Plus? So here we have several topics, right? Simulation, haplotypes, QTL, GWAS. I put the genetic models in just one bucket with mixed ploid levels, QTL, GWAS, and GS with multiparental populations. Of course, GS sometimes, most of the times in multiparent populations or diverse populations, but I put everything here. So as you can see, there's a lot of types of topics here. And the 5 topics that got more answers as very important and extremely important were haplotype markers, so haplotype-based markers. Yeah. Of course, the genetic models for mixed ploid levels and for multiparental populations. Here we have user friendliness. So this is something that people want to have, like, click here. You don't need to write a lot of code, some code, but not a lot of code, right? Some code is fine, no code at all. That's in Polyploids. You make my life difficult, but anyway. And
the one voting not important.
for them,
Marcelo should be the one voting not important.
exactly. Yeah, and then we have estimation of ploidy levels. And yeah, but it's interesting to see this distribution. And then we came up with these 5 main topics here, our needs. So the first one, those that I just said to you: mixed ploidies, integration of haplotype-based markers, genetic models for multiparental populations, ploidy estimation, and user friendliness of computational tools. And then with that in hand, so that would be our action. We have our needs, and what would be our action plan? So, well, so this is tools for Polyploids. So the main thing here, we are going to develop tools for Polyploids. That's why we are differentiating from other SCRI projects. We are a project that developed tools for a specific niche, which is Polyploids, which is very important, Polyploids, right? So since most of people work with R, we're going to try to develop things in R because people are more familiar, and also because we have Shine apps, and this can be easily integrated in like web-based approaches, right? And interfaces. And then about this type of meetings. So we asked also about how many times you want to have this type of meeting. And we got in a consensus that 2 meetings will be nice, but one, like this one, presential, and the other one will be online, just online. So 2 meetings. And of course, we need the response, how the stakeholders, the feedbacks from the stakeholders. So be prepared to get more survey emails, okay? And because this is, and I understand you, Dave. This is super important. Because, no, it's true. Because it's, otherwise you're like in the dark.
You've done a survey, they believe.
Yeah. True. Yeah. And then also we need to focus on user friendliness of our softwares, right? So, and I'm very glad that I see all these tiny apps that Chris made, and we're just discussing to use like this version of MapPoly to a Shiny app is much easier. It would be much easier to do it. So, and then we'll make lives much easier. And okay, so this is great. And we have a spectacular team. This is our wonderful team of readers. And something that you're gonna notice that I like graphics and like figures and diagrams. So yeah, so here in the center, we have the breeding team, right? Because we are doing this for the breeders. This is our, it would be useless exercise if you don't have like a breeder at the end of this. So we have just let me start here with this group. For potatoes, we have Isabel Valles from Texas A&M. For sweet potato, and we choose these 6 main crops here, right? So as you can see, it's very much similar from what we have now, right? So there's some few adjustments, like for instance, the user friendliness, but the idea in the structure is more or less basically the same. So, and for sweet potato, we have Craig from North Carolina State. Rose, we have Oscar. Turf grass, we have Susanna from North Carolina as well. Blueberry, we have Felipe there. And blackberry, we have Margaret from Arkansas. So these will be the breeders, the main breeders. So, and of course, there will be more breeders for each one of these commodities. For instance, in potato, we have more than just Isabel, of course. And here we have 2 nodes here with the phenotypic database and the genotypic database. The phenotypic database, we still need to talk to see how is the format of this, and the genotypic as well. But given the survey, we need to make this available for different types of genotype platforms because people are using all sorts of genotype platforms. So, and to help us with this, we have Doreen Main from Washington State, which is gonna work with the data management and the web development. And for the haplotyping, we have team there from New Zealand for the tools for calling haplotypes. And and here for the haplotype curation, this micro haplotype curation and assessment and database, we have Boira from Cornell, from BI. For GWAS and genomic selection, Jeff. Peter will work in linkage and QTL for multi-allelic markers. And I'll keep working with QTL, linkage and QTL for multiple populations. Oscar will be responsible for the ploidy assessment and aneuploidy assessment as well. And Felipe will work with genomic selection, phenomics, and metabolomics. So this is the whole picture of the PIs for this next phase. And of course, we have the PIs. And as you can see, next slide, we have the 3 objectives, which are exactly the same, the 3 objectives that we have in this current project. I have to rephrase, but
We can change that. I don't know if they'll go for the same objective.
really, okay, so I'm learning something here.
They want a different project that continues with the work, but different objective. So, I mean, the details need to be different.
Oh, but the details are different. I mean, but I split,
Yeah, make that very clear.
Okay, yeah, we need to discuss.
It's the same one.
Yeah,
Did they do anything?
yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, we need to improve what we are doing, or keep doing what we are doing. And for the three objectives, they are pretty much, I don't know. Okay, we can discuss this after this. Yeah. But anyway, the first one is about development, developing tools. The second one is about validating. The third one is about training. Because
Three basic ideas.
three basic,
Details have to be given.
the details are here. Okay. So, okay, for the development part, so we are going to keep developing or improving the tools that we have from this project, of course, because we can just like start from scratch. Of course, we're going to develop the tools for haplotype assembling, calling, curation, and you're going to create a database for haplotype, something that more is working. So this is something that is new. Of course, also the ploidy and aneuploid assessment is something that you're going to develop, but you're going to develop different tools. Of course, you're already developing, but we're going to improve on that. Same thing for QTL, GWAS, and genomic selection, using the mixed ploid levels and using, in the case of the QTL analysis, using multi-parental populations more and more. And of course, and the last thing would be the user friendliness. That's something that we tried to do some work on this one, but we didn't get so far, you know? Yeah, and the outcome, we have like this toolbox that we already have a great one, right? But we are not to get more tools in that toolbox and make it easier to use. And then with the 6 commodities, we are going to use them to test. And of course, for this commodity, we have all types of problems because we have diverse ploid levels, we have the difference in the size of the genomes, and the data availability for each one of these commodities are very different. For instance, potato, you have a much more information or genomic information when you compare with turf grass, for instance. They're different so you need different strategies to handle these different commodities, right? And of course, we are going to, as we already do, we are going to talk with our breeders to see what they need. And of course, there will be this interaction. It will be a two-way interaction. So in order that, and we do that already, of course, when someone open an issue on GitHub, I need to improve this. I go there and try to implement that. And basically, that's it. Starting from practical data sets, yeah. And we have already practical data sets to start implementing this. So we don't need to wait for like a season or to have the material. We already have a lot of data that we can start working on this project. And of course, we are going to have like our workshops as well. Maybe we can implement short courses as well. And one thing that I watched a lot and I learned a lot is our YouTube videos, short YouTube videos. You know, sometimes you need to, I need to remember how to integrate, like, I don't know, something. And then you go to a math channel. Oh, yeah, that's true. It's like just 10 minutes and you learn and relearn the things, you know? And this is, I think, something that we can do. Of course, we're going to keep our website and everything. And so far, we have a support for several industry partners. These are the ones that wrote support letters for the pre-proposal. And I really, really thank these people here. I know sometimes you need to stop your work and write a letter, you know. But anyway, thank you so much. And of course, we have our advisory board. And now Dave is in the advisory board because yeah. Anyway, so we have some people we have Amanda from USDA. You can read the names there. So we have a mixture of industry, USDA, and academia, and all sorts of backgrounds. And basically that's it. Now we submit the pre-proposal on December 8th. In the pre-proposal, we include most of this information. And now we are gonna start preparing the full proposal, which is not a piece of cake. It's difficult. And that's basically it. And then, yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, and that's all I had to share with you. And if you have any questions, suggestions, at this point, suggestion would be great. Yeah, thank you.